Yo guys, it is me Finley. Welcome back to another brand new video on the channel. Now guys, I know that I haven't been posting recently. I've just been really busy, but I'm still not gonna post as much. But yeah. Anyways, in this video today, we're gonna be reacting to Will Smith's Fall from Grace. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, straight into this, and let's go. Alright.
Will Smith used to be one of the most well-liked and successful actors in Hollywood. He was the charming and lovable leading man you'd always root for. Many people fell in love with him during his days as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but his career reached new heights when he took his talents to the big screen. From his iconic role as Captain Stephen Hiller in Independence Day to his portrayal of Agent J in Men in Black, Will's provided us with a long list of classics over the years. With 8 consecutive movies that grossed over $100 million in the US box office, Will's name on the cast list became synonymous with a hit film. But his success in the movie business wasn't the only enviable thing about him. He also had what appeared to be the perfect family. He married his wife Jada in 1997 after they met on the set of The Fresh Prince a few years prior. With Jada being a successful actor in her own right, the pair became a celebrity power couple. In 1998, they had their first child, Jaden, and in 2000 they had their daughter, Willow. Both got into acting at a young age, starring alongside Will in a couple of his most popular movies. Just like their parents, they also both got into the music industry and have since enjoyed successful careers. But having 4 stars in one family has meant the Smiths have almost permanently been in the public eye, so it's no surprise that the veneer of a happy and healthy family eventually came crashing down. Numerous incidents over the years have slowly chipped away at Will, transforming him from a man who seemed larger than life to the damaged and dangerous man he is today.
Yeah, that's true.
The 2000s were the golden years in Will's acting career. He starred in Men in Black 2 in 2002, Bad Boys 2 in 2003, I, Robot and Shark Tale in 2004, Hitch in 2005, The Pursuit of Happiness in 2006, I Am Legend in 2007, and Hancock in 2008. Worldwide ticket sales for these movies totaled to over $3.3 billion. In these years, Will received 2 Oscar nominations and got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He also continued his music career, releasing 2 studio albums, which peaked at number 13 and number 6 on the Billboard 200. He was enjoying the type of success that all aspiring actors and musicians dream of, and was widely regarded as the most bankable star in Hollywood. But after releasing the movie 7 Pounds in 2008, Will decided to take a step away from acting. He realized he'd developed an addiction to material success and chose to spend time focusing on family instead. This was when he began obsessively planning Jada's 40th birthday party, which at the time was still 3 years away. He made a documentary that explored her ancestry, put together a weekend of dinners and extravagant events, and arranged for Mary J. Blige to perform for her. He believed it would lift her out of the midlife crisis she was going through at the time.
3 years prior, it's insane.
Recorded these voice messages over the last 8 months of her life. She's listening to these never before heard tapes in front of all of these people, and she's having a really difficult emotional time.
When her and Will got back to their hotel room, she told him that the event was the most ridiculous display of his ego she'd ever seen. After an explosive argument, they decided to go their separate ways to reflect on their marriage. It was around this time that Willow wrote a letter to Tupac, who Jada had a long and complicated relationship with, asking him to come back and make her mum happy. Will traveled to Peru to embark on a spiritual journey that led to him taking the psychedelic drug ayahuasca 14 different times.
One of the experiences was the individual, most hellish psychological experience of my life. And I hear Willow screaming, "Daddy, help me, Daddy, how come you won't help me?" I stopped caring about my money. I stopped caring about my house. I stopped caring about my career.
Of course, is that advert? Jesus Christ. I need to use right now. I'll skip the advert.
I stopped caring about my money. I stopped caring about my house. I stopped caring about my career.
The experience put things into perspective for Will, and he went back home to reconcile with Jada. It was in 2012 that Will made his return to the big screen with the release of Men in Black 3. Since he was reprising his role in a long-established franchise, it was expected that the movie would be a box office hit, and that's exactly what it was. The film took $654 million globally on a budget of $215 million. But what was more impressive was the size of Will's paycheck. He made $100 million from the film, which is the second highest paid movie role of all time.
100 million.
After this massive win, people assumed Smith would continue to have the same success he had in the 2000s. However, the project that followed would be the biggest failure of his entire career. In 2013, Will starred in the post-apocalyptic action film After Earth alongside Jaden. The movie takes place in a future where humans have colonized a planet called Nova Prime after Earth became inhospitable to human life. During a space voyage, Will and Jaden's character get caught in an asteroid shower, causing them to crash land on Earth. With Will's character injured captured and no way to contact their home
Jesus.
planet, Jaden's character goes on a mission to find the tail section of their ship, which broke off on entry to the atmosphere. Inside it is their backup beacon, which they can use to contact
looks
their
decent, to
people
be
on
fair.
Nova
That looks
Prime.
decent.
On the surface, the movie fit the bill. It follows
Yeah.
Will and his son just like Pursuit of Happiness, and it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world just
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
Am Legend. But
Yeah.
unlike these two films, After Earth received a brutal reception. The movie
Oh,
has a
Jesus.
12% rating on Rotten
Oh my
Tomatoes and a rating
God.
of 33 on Metacritic,
That's
making it Will's
bad.
worst reviewed movie ever. His goal was to propel Jaden's film career since the movie centers around him, but instead it killed his career. Jaden simply didn't possess the charisma or presence to carry the film, but the terrible writing was also largely to blame for the movie's failure. Reportedly, the studio lost nearly $30 million in total. However, what tormented Will more
Jesus.
than the movie flopping was the public mauling Jaden received. Fans and the press were absolutely vicious toward Jaden, and he began to resent his father for steering him toward making the movie. His emotions drove him to seek legal emancipation from his parents at the age of 15 years old, which devastated
my
Will and Jada.
goodness.
Although he didn't end up going through with it in the end, the cracks were really starting to show in the Smith family. Later that year, Will began filming
Jesus.
for the movie Focus alongside his co-star Margot Robbie. He played an experienced conman who takes a young grifter under his wing. Just as they were wrapping up filming, risque pictures were leaked of Will and Margot in a photo booth. Star magazine got a hold of the photos and
Oh
ran with the
my
story that Will was
God.
cheating on Jada. However, Margot publicly denied this was the case, saying they were just goofing around. The story may not have gained as much traction as it did had it not been for the pre-existing rumors that the Smiths
My
had
neck
an
is an
open
agony,
relationship.
that's why I keep
Fast
on
forward
doing
to
that.
2015 and Focus got its theatrical release. The rumors about Will and Margot began to flare up again after viewers noticed their natural chemistry during press interviews. However, neither of them
Yeah.
commented on this. That summer, Jada attended Wireless Festival in London to show her support for Jaden and Willow, who are both
Oh, nice.
performing. Here
Fair
she
play.
met August Alsina, a rapper and friend of Jaden. August was 22 at the time and Jada was 43. Despite the age difference, they got
Okay.
along really well, and August started to spend more time with the family. August was
Ooh.
struggling with an addiction to Percocet as well as other health problems,
Oh,
and
that's
Jada
sad.
tried to help him through it. But at this time, things were not going well in the Smith household, and
No
newspapers
offense, but
were
look at his
reporting
hair.
that Will and Jada were on
Jesus
the brink of divorce.
Christ.
The stories got so bad that Will took to Facebook to deny the divorce, but behind closed doors, he and Jada's relationship was collapsing. Things continued to get
probably would
worse,
be.
and in 2016, they decided to take an indefinite break from their marriage. It's unclear why they
Jesus.
split, but their separation cleared the way for Jada and August's relationship. August began to spend even more time with Jada, to the point that he went on a family vacation with her to Hawaii without Will. It was around this time that their
my
relationship progressed
God.
from a close friendship to a romantic affair, which must have been a hard pill for Will to
Oh my
swallow. But things were
goodness.
about to get a lot worse for him in the coming months. 2
There's
weeks
no
into preparing
way.
for a new movie role, Will received an urgent phone call concerning his father. He was told that his dad had been diagnosed with cancer and had 6 weeks to live.
That's
Will's relationship
sad.
with his father was a very complicated one. His dad was a violent man who often beat his mum while Will was growing up. When Will was 9 years old,
Oh
he
my
watched
God.
his father punch his mother in the side of the head and she collapsed, spitting out blood from her mouth. The
Oh
event
my
scarred Will, and ever
God.
since he's felt like a coward for not standing up to his father on that day.
That was the only time in my life that I ever considered suicide, because it was all my failure in my mind.
The pain of the experience resurfaced while taking care of his sick father. In his 2021 memoir, Will wrote, "One night, as I delicately wheeled him from his bedroom toward the bathroom, a darkness arose within me. As a child, I'd always told myself that I would one day avenge my mother, that when I was big enough, when I was strong enough, when I was no longer a coward, I would slay him. I paused at the top of the stairs. I could shove him
my
down
God.
and easily get away with it. As the decades of pain, anger, and resentment coursed then receded, I shook my head and proceeded to wheel Daddy-O to the bathroom."
Oh my
Willard
God.
Smith passed away on the 7th of November 2016. Despite putting on a brave face, this was an extremely painful time in Will's life, which was compounded by the problems in his marriage. And just as
Okay.
things in his personal life were deteriorating, so was his movie career. In the years that followed After Earth, Will struggled to find the same success he had earlier in his career. He starred in films like Concussion, Collateral Beauty, Bright, and Gemini Man, all of which were not successful financially or critically. 2015's
Jesus.
Focus fared a little better, but still pales in comparison to his older projects. Smith's saving grace were his roles in massive blockbusters like Suicide Squad and Aladdin, but these lacked the originality and character of his previous titles.
Yeah,
Don't get me
exactly.
wrong, he was
Yeah,
still
that's
making
true.
ridiculous amounts of money from these movies, but for someone who was once the leading male actor in Hollywood, it was clear he'd fallen off. In the meantime, Will and
exactly.
Jada had been going to couples therapy in an effort to save their marriage, and it seemed to be working. August and
that's
Jada
good then.
broke up, and Will's relationship with his wife appeared to recover. However, in
Oh, nice.
2019, Jada posted an Instagram live of her and Will that hinted towards a very toxic dynamic between them.
Of course, it's the advert at the worst time again, dude. There's so many adverts. I hate it so much, bro.
Was a very toxic dynamic between them.
You know, Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Yeah, exactly. True.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again,
True.
please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't. No, because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
Jada shows a clear lack of respect for Will's boundaries, and
Yeah,
he comes across as
exactly.
anxious and vulnerable, which
Yeah.
is uncomfortable to watch.
100%.
Despite the awkward interaction, the video didn't gain much traction at the time, only doing so when it resurfaced years down the line. Later on in June 2020, August shared an interview on his YouTube channel where he spoke about his relationship with Jada. At this point, any romantic connection between the two was unconfirmed to the public, but in this interview, August opened up.
I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I devoted myself to it, so much so to the point that I can die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody.
The story was getting mass media
Yeah.
coverage, so Jada decided to address it head on, releasing an episode of the Red Table Talk with Will just a week later. In the conversation, she revealed many of the details I covered earlier, as well as the fact that Will also had an affair in the past. Given the events took place years prior, Will and Jada had
Okay.
already put it behind them, but now their
Yeah,
private
probably.
problems were aired for the world to see. Their relationship was all people could talk about, but for all the wrong reasons, and the endless memes just made the drama last longer. After this, the Smiths managed to stay out of headlines for a while, up until March 27th, 2022,
Oh my
the day
God.
of the Oscars ceremony.
Yeah.
Jada had developed alopecia some years prior and decided to cut all her hair off. During the ceremony, Chris Rock made a joke about the fact she's now bald, saying he can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait
Oh
to see
my god.
Strangely, after the joke was made, Will actually laughed at it. Maybe he didn't get it and was just laughing along, but after he saw Jada's reaction, he made a move towards the stage. He stepped right up to Chris and slapped him across the face before casually walking
Jesus.
back to his seat.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump.
My wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going
Yeah.
to, okay?
Credit goes to Chris Rock for maintaining his composure and carrying on with the show like he did. Later that night, Will won the Oscar for Best Actor for his portrayal of Richard Williams in King Richard. He
Oh,
broke
nice.
down on stage, seemingly trying to justify his actions as protecting his family. According to one of the show's producers, LAPD were prepared to arrest Will following the assault, but Chris said he didn't want to press charges. In the days
Yeah.
following the incident, Will issued a public apology to Chris on his Instagram, and the Academy came to the decision to ban Smith from
10
all
years,
of their
yeah.
events for the next 10 years. Will disappeared off social media for 4 months before returning with a video apologizing for what happened at the Oscars.
Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
What I found interesting about this was that Will didn't say the words "I'm sorry" to Chris in either
Yeah.
his written or public apology, yet he said those words when apologizing to other people his actions affected. This makes you wonder whether he truly is remorseful for attacking Chris. Whatever
Yeah,
the
doubt
case,
it, but
Will's
yeah.
public image has taken a colossal hit, and people no longer look at him the way they once did. He's been
Yeah,
losing
that's
social
true.
media followers by the thousands, and film
Jesus.
studios are now hesitant to take him on. And although
Yeah,
he
that's
is
true.
still one of the big names in the business, his reputation has well and truly been tarnished.
Yeah, that's 100% true. It's
Will
just-
Smith used to be one of the
Yes, yeah, like it's just true. He was such like a good actor, and now it's all gone to waste. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, I still won't post as much because I am busy. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.